The morning sun glimmered faintly over the hotel's glass doors as Liberty and her small group stepped out. The day seemed ordinary, filled with a quiet hum of city traffic and a murmur of people coming and going. Yet, in the blink of an eye, that calm was shattered. A sudden screech of tires tore through the air. A car lunged forward from the street, heading straight toward the crowd where Liberty stood. Gasps filled the air as people jumped aside. Her bodyguards reacted swiftly, pulling her out of the way just in time. The vehicle sped past and disappeared into the underground parking lot, leaving behind chaos and frightened faces. Before the dust could settle, another car followed, this time stopping abruptly after nearly clipping the group. The driver, a young woman barely out of her teens, stumbled out, her face pale with panic. It turned out she had just received her license 2 weeks earlier, and it was her first time driving alone. Her nervousness had turned into a mistake that could have been deadly. Security guards rushed to the scene, calming the situation and scolding the trembling girl. She apologized over and over, claiming she had mixed up the brake and accelerator out of fear. Liberty, shaken but unharmed, looked at the young driver with understanding. She knew how terrifying driving could be for a beginner surrounded by crowds. Still, she couldn't shake the chill creeping up her spine. Something about it felt off, too coincidental, too deliberate. Meanwhile, beneath the hotel, the driver of the first car sat quietly in the dim light of the underground parking lot. Her hands trembled slightly as she held her phone to her ear. A cold, detached voice spoke on the other end, confirming what Liberty had suspected. It had not been an accident at all. The attempt had failed, but the plan had been clear: make it look like nervous young drivers had lost control. If anything went wrong, they could easily plead ignorance and escape serious suspicion. Moments later, the young woman drove toward the parking lot exit, only to be stopped by the security captain who had reviewed the surveillance footage. He couldn't prove intent, but he made her apologize again before letting her go. To anyone watching, it all appeared to be nothing more than an unfortunate near miss, but Liberty's instincts told her otherwise. When she finally got into her car, she turned to her trusted aide, Jim. Both shared the same thought. Two consecutive cars accidentally rushing toward her was no coincidence. It was an attack, planned, subtle, and cowardly. Liberty analyzed every detail, from the girls' synchronized explanations to their nervous behavior. The stories fit too perfectly to be genuine. As the car drove away from the hotel, Liberty's mind turned to those who might wish her harm. Her great aunt and the Farrell brothers had a motive. The eldest son, Marco, in particular, carried deep resentment toward her. Liberty had once exposed his affair with Shiloh, and though Shiloh was now gone, Marco's thirst for revenge had not faded. Yet Liberty knew her great aunt was far too calculating to arrange something so clumsy. The timing, the use of unskilled drivers, it had all the hallmarks of a desperate move, likely orchestrated by the Farrell brothers themselves. They wanted her gone, but they lacked the precision to execute it cleanly. Jim offered to investigate quietly, and Liberty agreed. She didn't want her sister Serenity to know about the incident until the truth was uncovered. The thought of her sister worrying, especially while pregnant, was unbearable. As the car moved through the city streets, Liberty's thoughts grew heavier. The realization that someone had deliberately tried to harm her left a cold ache in her chest. She had narrowly escaped, a tragedy that could have claimed multiple lives, including her staff and guards, who had stood loyally by her side. That night, when the streets had grown quiet again, she made one more call to Catherine, the young mistress of the Farrell family. Though rivals in business, Liberty trusted her integrity. Catherine now oversaw the Farrell family's affairs in her great aunt's absence, and if anyone could uncover the truth behind the plot, it was her. As Liberty waited for Catherine's voice on the line, she looked out at the dark horizon and drew a deep breath. The battle against the Farrell family was far from over. What had begun as rivalry in business had now turned into a fight for survival, one that Liberty was determined to win, no matter how many shadows tried to silence her along the way.